Audio Jungle.
Dr. Ellen Thompson tried scolding for comments surrounding death of babies at VJH. Former president of the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association, Senator Dr. Thompson, is criticizing President of the People's National Party PNP Mark Golding for reportedly alleging that the 24 babies who died at Victoria Jubilee Hospital last month were allowed to die. Thompson in a statement noted that Golding made the allegations during a PNP meeting on June 28 in South St. Andrew. We're in a difficult time when 25 babies were killed, have been allowed to die, 24, Golding was quoted stating, "Let me begin by extending sincere condolences to all grieving parents and healthcare workers who did their best. I also note reports from the Southeast Regional Authority who consulted medical personnel and revealed that the vast majority of the babies passed away due to complications associated with prematurity and not due to an infection that occurred several years ago." For the PNP president to allege that the babies were killed and allowed to die is reckless, insensitive, and a slap in the face of parents who are no doubt grieving and dealing with the sense of loss. It is also a slap in the face of skilled and hardworking doctors and nurses who, I have no doubt, did all they could to save the babies. It is really a terrible allegation for Golding to make and represents a continuous of a trend where the opposition has been intentionally spreading misinformation, Thompson stated. The senator is calling for Golding to retract the comments and apologize to the grieving parents and to the medical professional who worked tirelessly to save the babies who died from complications associated with prematurity. JFJ disappointed with sentences for police officers in Maradine case. Human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice JFJ said while it's disappointed with the sentences handed down by the court to the police officers convicted in relation to the death of Maradine, it hopes that this will serve as a catalyst for a reform of the country's justice and penal systems. On Tuesday, the Westmoreland Circuit Court sentenced 3 police officers who were facing the court in relation to the 2014 death of 31-year-old Maradine. Corporal Elaine Stewart was sentenced to 5 years for manslaughter, 1 year for misconduct in public office, and 1 year for perverting the court of justice, to be served concurrently. She was granted bail pending appeal, while District Constables Marlon Grant and Julian Cleveland got 3 years for manslaughter and 1 year for misconduct, with the manslaughter sentence being suspended for 3 years and the misconduct sentence suspended for 2 years. This means that the sentences are not served in prison unless further offenses are committed during the suspension periods. Dean's mother, Fraser, expressed disappointment with the sentences and also indicated to win the government next. JFJ Executive Director Michael Jackson said the lobby group welcomed the historic convictions. She said she was expecting tougher penalties given the gravity of the matter. Ms. Jackson said these lenient outcomes risk reinforcing a culture of impunity as well as potentially undermining public trust in the justice system's commitment to holding state actors accountable. She expressed hope that this case will deter other public officials from neglecting the duties of care.
We do welcome that there is this historic conviction for manslaughter by gross negligence and misconduct in public office, because it is a rare achievement in Jamaica, because such prosecutions are uncommon due to the complex legal nuances that are involved. We acknowledge the severity of Corporal Stewart's sentence, given the particular allegations against her obstructing justice by ordering the cleaning of the crime scene and so on. And we believe that was an appropriate judicial response. However, we do share in the mother's disappointment, and we also have our profound disappointment with the suspending sentences received for Grant and Cleveland. And I think it's important to put in context that the sentencing guideline for manslaughter would see a usual range of 3 to 15 years being imposed. So we had hoped that the judge would have actually accepted the highest starting point of 10 years that was recommended by the prosecutors. And as a result, we were doing our own calculation. When you consider the mitigating factors, for example, good character, how they treat treated other inmates and the aggravating factors that were involved, such as the abuse of their authority and so on. But when we look at all of that, we internally, respectfully to the court, we were thinking at least a year would have been served by those two officers. So we are disappointed with the suspended sentences that were imposed. We do hope that the case outcome, notwithstanding the disappointment that we feel and the anger that the public again understandably feels and how the family is feeling, we hope that Mario Dean's case, we use it as an opportunity for reform and as a reminder to law enforcement officers that there is a duty of care, and notwithstanding any offense that a person has been accused of or convicted of, there are expected standards, human dignity being respected, the right to life being respected, that must always be maintained when an individual is in the custody of the state. We also hope that the case will continue to shed light around the need for reform on the state of lockups and the prisons in our country. Issues such as overcrowding and so on. We need to really deal with those issues and how we safeguard human rights of individuals who are in the custody of the state, because we don't want any family to endure what Miss Fraser is going through now.
AGD assures efforts to complete June pension payments. The Accountant General Department (AGD) has sought to assure that efforts are being made to complete June payment for pensioners. In a statement, the AGD said 82 pensioners did not receive their June payment due to a technical processing error. Its statement comes after opposition spokesperson on finance Julian Robinson raised concern about the issue at Parliament. Mr. Robinson lamented that it is unacceptable for pensioners to go 2 months without the money after they were reportedly told that they have to wait until the next pay cycle in July. The AGD said disbursement of payments for June payment cycle to over 34,000 pensioners was successfully done by June 25th. For pensioners who did not receive their June money, the AGD said it began processing advance payments on Monday, June 30, with today being the expected completion timeline. The department said it contacted the affected pensioners to inform them of the issue and advise them of the expected resolution timeline.
I don't know what the issue is here, but it seems to be larger than the norm. And as I said, in this case, they submitted their life certificates. They are being told that they have to wait until the next pay cycle at the end of July before they can be paid. Now, we have to think about most employed persons cannot go 2 months without being paid. And pensioners are now being told, having missed the June payroll, that they have to wait till the end of July to be paid, which means going 2 months. Many of them don't have children or other relatives who can buy them over during this period. So I'm asking you to use your office to get the Accountant General to make the outstanding payments before the July pay cycle. It may require additional administrative work, but we can't ask people to go 2 months when they have done what they were asked to do.
Comrades in Portland Eastern, energized for victory, says Golding as PNP opens constituency office. People's National Party President Mark Golding says supporters in Portland Eastern are energized and ready to take back the constituency for the party. The JLP won the seat in 2019 by election and also in the parliamentary elections a year later. Golding said the PNP is ready for victory. He was speaking on Wednesday night at the opening of the PNP constituency office located along Smart Road, which will serve its candidate, Essex Buchanan. Buchanan, an attorney, is a newcomer to the political landscape and will the PNP standard bearer for the next parliamentary election, which is constitutionally due by September. He is seeking to unseat incumbent Jamaica Labour Party Member of Parliament Anne-Marie Valls, who has held the seat since 2019. And here we are, about to open a new constituency office, an office where all of us who live here will be able to come and will be able to seek representation and advice and assistance, Golding noted. Without an office, it is very difficult to serve the people in a constant and acceptable way. So I would like to say big up to Essex Buchanan again for the sacrifice he is making for the benefit of the people of Eastern Portland. We're looking for double victory because we want the whole parish to know and come back into the fold where it belongs to the People's National Party. And I know there'll be weeping and mourning and gnashing of teeth come election night when they get the surprise of their lives. So, comrades, I ask you to be steadfast. I ask you not to sell out. We believe in love. I have every confidence that the comrades and the People's National Party generally in this constituency of East Portland will, in the great name and memory of Dr. Linval Bromfield, step forward and deliver a victory for the People's National Party. We are at this moment when we will cut the ribbon and officially open the new constituency office, he added. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.